Hey, Shalom, Markins for Kamak Pasham, Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chakwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom at there to the hopeful that pushing the truth in all sincerity. Back in another video, and I'm going to entitle this one, This Next Election Could Spark All That Chaos. You know, we're living in turbulent times, man, and people are divided more than ever, people are acting kind of crazy these days, right? And this election is going to be taking place in November, 5th November, right? Might cause things to boil over, you know. And it doesn't matter who wins. We keep saying this, but this could spark all that chaos in America and throughout the earth, man. And so I just want to get into a few things, regarding this topic. Things could happen very quickly, after these elections, man. So we just have to wait and see. All right, but I'm gonna start off here in Daniel chapter 2, and I'll read from verse 40 here. Right, it says, "And the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, it shall break in pieces and bruise." Right, this iron kingdom, or this fourth kingdom, okay, represents Esau's kingdom, right, the Roman Empire, right. But what we're living in right now is a continuation of that empire, okay, that fell, okay, the head that was wounded. This is speaking about Rome, okay. Verse 41. "And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, a part of potter's clay and part of iron," right. So they're made of, they're made partly of the same iron, i.e., the military might of this Edomite empire is great, right, and the whole world knows it. That's how they rule the earth, okay, by their military might, because Esau was blessed with a sword. All right, so it is Rome all over again, okay. This renaissance, this recovery, right? And they've brought back the ways of Rome, right? But it's also mixed with clay, right? Which obviously is not ideal, right? It means it's not as strong or as great as it once was, right? And there's weak elements to this empire, all right? And we know, NATO and EU is the beast, right? Which represents Europe, okay, parts of Europe, right? And we know that there are weaker nations, there are stronger nations in that block. Okay, these old, lands of Rome, right? Pretty much, right? And so there's weaker elements and stronger elements in it, right? So it says, whereas I saw the feet and the toes, okay, the 10 toes, 10 heads, okay, represents EU and NATO. Part of pot is clay and part of iron. The kingdom shall be divided. Okay, we're living in a heavily divided kingdom right now. Okay, Esau is, his countries, his nations, right, that he ruled over, right, even in just the whole earth in general, right, is divided. Okay, people are becoming disenchanted with their rulers and the state of their countries, right? None more so than America. People are losing sight or have lost. It's not the America they once knew, right? And they're very dissatisfied with it. Okay, they're very upset. They're very angry, right? All these things changing. Whether you be on the left or the right, whether you be Republican or Democrat, what you think of America as is being eroded on both sides, right? So people are becoming very angry, and venting their frustrations and shit. It says but there shall be the strength of the iron, right? So regardless of it being divided and all these kind of these situations, they still have the military, right? They still got the military, which they use to basically fund America, right? War funds America, man. Stealing resources and all this kind of shit. All right, so they're still militarily strong. right? But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, right? That division, and that division is growing day by day. It's growing, right? All this talk about immigration and all this kind of stuff, man. It's causing great friction in these nations. Okay, America, Europe, it's all experiencing the same thing, right? Esau's kingdom is being broken apart. All right. This is but they should not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay, because you can't do that. They're not compatible. All right. So this is the situation that's being developed right now. And like I said, this election could spill over, man, and cause all kind of havoc in the earth. Okay, which is what we want. We're hoping that is the case. Because you read on, the Hawashi's kingdom is soon on its way. Okay, which is what we want. Okay, to hell with this place, man. It can go under. But we want the kingdom of heaven. All right. But that's the state of affairs right now. The people are divided, man, and it's causing all kind of problems and issues. Right, and it's being fueled by these leaders and their promises, their lies, and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to erupt at some point. So we're going to read here in 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. So, for there shall be sedition among men. Right, let me read up actually. Right, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right, so people are gonna fight one another. Right, it's already happening in some cases already. Right, but these fights and these riots, right, they're gonna become bigger and more violent. All right. So for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they should not regard their kings or princes. Right. So I said, all hell is going to break loose in the land of America at some point, right? And this election could be the turning point for that. And people are not going to start this, not going to be listening to their rulers, man, their presidents, their prime ministers or whatever. All right. They're going to be like, to hell with these dudes, man. They're destroying the country. Whether it be Trump, whether it be, Kamala Harris, whoever is in charge, the other side is going to, believe that or feel like they're destroying the country. All right. And so these people are going to take up arms. They're going to, be acting all kind of wild, right? Trying to take back what they believe is, the true America or whatever, right? Whatever they believe. Okay. So they shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Right, they're gonna, like I said, be lawless, right? Doing things according to their own desire. Verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? Because the reaction now of these uproars, these riots, right, is for the government to crack down on it, right, to protect, so-called protect civilians, right? So they're gonna crack down hard on these people that are, acting, or showing dissent, right? They're gonna crack down hard on them, man. And they got all the legislation there ready and waiting. Okay, I believe Apostle Gabar was going into that the other day. They got all the legislation sitting there ready and waiting to use when that time comes. All right, and so they're gonna have full rights legally, right, to come down upon you. How they're gonna do it, right? Because they're gonna be, because the world's gonna be in chaos, so these countries are gonna be in chaos. They need to restore order. All right, so they're gonna come down hard. All right. Verse 18: for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right. So that's the time we're heading in. Like I said, these elections could be a turning point for that. People are going to find themselves in a very different world. Okay, in these days, in the days we're speaking on, like I mentioned earlier, these Americans, right? They're becoming very disenchanted with America, right? They believe it's been hijacked and it's gone away from its core values and all that kind of stuff, right? And they both sides, they feel the same. They feel the same on both sides, right? But they're also seeing how America is not as great as it was being, everyone was being led to believe. All right, so I want to bring this out. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. So thou art filled with shame for glory, right? Because they spoke up or talked up America so much over the years, but all this shame is coming upon it, man. All the dirt is coming out on America, man, and that cheap veneer that it's been, displaying this whole time, man. It's being revealed, man. And America is really a cesspit of folly and wickedness, right, and depravity, right. America is going down the drain, right. And like I said, these people were upset about that because they thought America was this great place, right. But then they really look at it and thinking, shit, man, this ain't it, no, man. This is fucking terrible. And obviously they're feeling that they need to find someone to turn that around. That's why they always got these campaigns for change. Trump's gonna change, make America great again. They all want this idea of America, returning to its glory days, man. Because they all know that America's a shithole. Right? But this is making people angry. This is, making people feel disenchanted, man. All right, but like I said, the shame is coming out on America, man, and people are just looking at it like, man, this ain't it no more. Really, this America is wicked. So thou art filled with shameful glory. It says, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So now people are talking shit about America, man. They really, they're not hyping up like they used to. More and more people are speaking against it. I went over it the other day. Thou art despised among the heathen. On certain forums and stuff, right? I typed in who's the most hated nation in the world, right? Israel came up a lot, right? But not far behind that was America. And so it's like a consensus now. It's like, well, America's this big bully, that's just oppressing people. All right, so it's all coming out, man. Okay, with the wickedness that you've done, you destroyed the Native Americans, how you destroyed the Negroes, right? How you invaded this land, invaded that land. It's all been revealed, man. All the skullduggery that you've been doing, polluting the earth, and all of this. Right, it's all coming out. All right, so like I said, people are feeling very upset about all of this. This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, right? So if all these nations are divided, right, then their end and their fall is inevitable, right? And these people have not been more divided than, this is the most they've ever been divided, man. In this modern time. And so America's going to fall apart, right? And like I said, this is all prophecy. Okay, the uproars of the people, right? So like how was I saying it, the house cannot stand, or we say here, so every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, right? And it's the same on a more of a, what they call that, a micro level, right? Because obviously America as a whole is divided, but Esau's been doing all this witchcraft and wickedness, right? And dividing the common household, dividing the man and the woman, the children and the parents. It's going mad, and so none of these houses are stable. All these relationships are not stable. So if you ain't got stable foundations, it's gonna fall apart, man. Right, and that's what America is. America was built upon blood. Also, on top of that, that's not a stable foundation. Scripture say, "Woe to him that establish a city with by blood." Right, so it's obviously being destroyed, man. Okay, and falling apart. And I would say we hope this election is a tipping point. Verse 26, it says, if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Right. So I say America and these other nations, this world is being torn apart. All right. And here in 24 as well, this is verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right. This people has been turned into a wicked ass people, man. Right. They're increasing in wickedness every day thanks to Esau. Right. And all this frustration that they've conjured up. Okay, by playing the people, by deceiving them. Right. And so when that time comes, man, these people are not going to give a shit. Like we saw a lot of that during the pandemic. These people that were basically, telling people to die, because, or they should die because they didn't want to follow the rules or whatever the case may be. They was acting, I was gonna say out of character, but the true character was being shown, But these people were probably just nice people on beforehand. You know what I mean? They're acting nice and Derek down the road, all that shit, right? But then like as soon as this pandemic came in and people's lives were quote unquote were at risk, these men they turn a corner in life, man, and they started saying you're endangering everybody. If you didn't want to play ball, didn't want to go along with the whole thing, then man, I started accusing you and calling you all kinds of shit. So yeah, we're gonna get this in this latter time. All right. So the iniquity of the love of people shall wax cold. They're not gonna have no care or what's that I'm looking for? No care, no mercy. That they're gonna be I said ice cold. All right. Is Isaiah 19 verse 2. So then I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. Right. So again, this is what it's going to come down to. Right. People are going to be so enraged by what's going on. So if Trump gets in power, they'll be saying, "Oh, Trump's going to ruin America," and so you're going to have that side come out and do some stupid shit. If Kamala comes in power, it's like, "Oh, they stole it from Trump. Trump was trying to save America," and and all this business, right? They're going to blame each other, right? And so they're going to be set at odds to one another. They're all going to be acting crazy, right? So they should fight one another. So the city against city and kingdom against kingdom, right? You got different states, right? You got all different things going on, right? Kingdom against kingdom. All right, so it's something that's going to spread across the world, man, because everybody is feeling, the same way across these different nations. They're all fed up. Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 3. I want to start from the top, right? So he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the science past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, right? So this is what's going on. Most High is visiting this place, right? Bringing all kinds of judgments upon the earth. So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? So like I said, these uproars, are happening everywhere, and they're going to be getting bigger and more severe, So then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay, the end is manifesting. All right. Let's see. So I mentioned, when these people start acting crazy, acting wild, right? These governments, they're gonna crack down hard on it, right? To maintain order, right? So you're gonna see how violent your governments can get, how Esau can get, you know. So this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time." Right? Because this is all proceeding to the end of prophecy, right? So he knows he's running out of time, right? So when this situation occurs, he's gonna come down hard, man. Okay, he's not gonna have give two shits about you, your family, your children, man. You better do as he says. If you don't, you know, you can get put to death, right? Which actually, let me get this first. No. Let me get Revelation 13, verse 11 first, and we'll jump down to 15, right? It says, "And I beheld a beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon," right? So you're gonna see Esau speaking in this draconian way, right? Really, putting it on people, with life and death situations, right? He's gonna be coming rough with it. Okay? And jumping down to 15, and we're gonna have an example here. Verse 15, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed," right? So if you're not willing to get down with, what these governments are saying, what they want you to do, then they're going to be on the mindset, man, that we're going to put you to death then. That's how rough they're going to be coming, right? Because that's how, we speak about martial law a lot, right? Because that's what's going to be going on when all these riots and, going to be going on, right? These nations are going to declare martial law, right? Which means all your rights and your laws and statutes, man, they'll be suspended, right? And like I said, they got bills and all this kind of stuff waiting to use in such a situation, and so you're not going to have no rights in that time, and so they can just come and blow you away, for refusing an order or some shit, Like I said, they're not going to be playing in that day, right? So if you don't want to be part of this new system, and you don't want to follow orders and that, they're gonna put you to death, man. Or you could show your allegiance by taking the MOTB. That's how you're gonna show your allegiance, by taking the MOTB. You don't want to take it, or you want to run, or whatever the case may be, man. You'll be treated as a fugitive, as an extremist or whatever, and he's gonna have license to kill you, man, 007 style. He's just gonna shoot you up with some drones, or whatever the case may be. You're gonna have a target for you. All right, and it's gonna be a crazy time. And Daniel chapter 12 and 1 says this, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was, since such as never." Let me read it again. "And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book." All right, so those people that are going to be delivered from this crazy ass time, this time of trouble we're coming into, man, is the Lord's elect. Okay, the elect of Israel. Okay, everybody else is going to be at the mercy of the Lord's judgment, man, of all this violence that's going to be going on in the earth. Okay, all this chaos, And like I mentioned, it ain't just going to be America. It's going to be, Europe, everywhere in Europe, all around the world, right? This anarchy, man, is gonna run rampant in the earth. Okay, this descent. All right, so these nations, and like I said, they're going to crack down hard and declare martial law, send the troops out, okay, and they're going to be rough with you, man. This is Ezekiel 21. We're going to close out with this. This is, Verse 9 says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Right? So this is Esau coming with great wrath, right? He's gonna come like this, right? It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Yeah, Esau looking to take lives out here, man. Right? It is furbished that it may glitter. Right? Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished, right? That it may be handled. Right? It's being prepared. It's being polished up, being finished, right? The sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And Esau is the hand of the slayer. Esau is that slayer. All right? He's the man of violence upon the earth. You know? Contrary to popular belief, because all these Edomites like to point fingers at other peoples, right? But he's the most violent man on the earth for sure. Hands down. All right? Hey, you had 2 world wars already, right? And he's about to start a third. Or started a third. You know? It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. All right, so Esau, he's gonna become looking for blood, man, and he ain't gonna be playing around in that time. Right, like I said, this election could trigger, that kind of scenario, that situation, and they're gonna have to, deploy their martial law and their troops and that kind of stuff to try and quell the violence, man. But it's gonna get out of hand, and there's gonna be losses on both sides, and there's gonna be infighting and race wars and class wars and all these kinds of things. All right, that's gonna be going on in America as it tears itself apart. Like I said, the division's already been set, and so all these fractures are becoming larger. Right before its inevitable end. All right, so I'm gonna end it there. Lord, this has been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. Till next time, I say shalom.